Hi, I'm Caleb. I'm a cardist, and I'm interviewing other cardists to see how and why they create, so we can learn how to grow as a community. Welcome to Cardistry Talk. Hello guys, welcome to Cardistry Talk. Today I'm joined by Justine Ko. She is a cardist, a juggler, not yo-yoer, but like everything dexterous she does. And she's going to be featured in the OPC trailer coming up, and she's just another awesome member of the community. Would you like to introduce yourself? I know I just did, but how would you describe yourself to people?
That was a good question. It's a very good question.
Ooh, I stumped you already.
Yeah, already the first question. I don't know. I guess I'd say I'm curious. I like to learn different things. Yeah.
No, that's cool. So one thing I do want to jump in and talk about is all of your hobbies, because like just going through your Instagram profile, there's like a little bit of everything, a little taste of everything. But I think a lot of this stuff, cardistry, cardists, would potentially be interested in as well, because a lot of it's like dexterous, how do you say that word?
Wait, how do you say that word?
Dexterous? I don't know. You guys know what I'm going for here. But like, one of the questions I had was, how long have you been in juggling?
I've been in juggling for I've known how to juggle for around 10-ish years, but I didn't really get into like beyond like 3 balls until probably 4 years ago. So yeah, it's been a while, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And like, in terms of like cardistry, like, do you have like, is that like your main focus, or do you just kind of do whatever ever you're interested in at the moment?
I think cards is something that I always fall back to, like even if I go out and do other things, because I think like most cardists, I started out with magic,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like, talking to people is scary, so I'm just gonna play with cards by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like no matter what I jumped to, I'd always go back to cards. And also, cards are just nice because you can have them in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Except for you can't have them in girl pockets because girls don't have pockets.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have a deck of cards everywhere, unless you're a female. That's unfortunate. Never thought about it.
Yeah.
But
So girls can't be cardists.
yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, but you've also done, I saw one post of like not cigar boxes, but you did it with a deck of cards.
Mm-hmm.
Unicycle riding, kendama is another popular one among cardists. But one thing I would like you to maybe talk about why you enjoy it and kind of what it is. And I'm going to butcher this name. Diabolo. Diabolo.
Diablo?
Diablo?
Yeah. Wait.
Is that what it's called?
Yes. Yeah,
The
Diablo.
the yo-yo without
Yep. The yo-yo.
the string attached. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have a video of what this is. So if you guys are wondering, because I can't obviously I'm terrible at describing what this is. But kind of how did you get into that, and what do you kind of like about it, and has it ever like affected your cardistry in any way?
Okay, yeah, for sure. So I got into it when I was in like elementary school because like um my parents had taken me and my brother back to Taiwan, and that's just like one of the toys that they have there. Except for it's a little bit different. Wait, actually I might have one. Let me see if I can show you. Haha. This is like the original kinds. It looks more like this.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really dangerous because they're hard plastic, and if they hit you in the head, it hurts. So I got into that at a very young age, and then when I went to high school, I met other people who also did it, and yeah, we just kind of learned from the internets from that.
So do you find it's very similar to cardistry in that like you guys are easily connected more so with the internet? Like, has it grown because of the internet? Because like I don't think cardistry would exist. I can't talk today. Exist without the internet.
I feel like Diablo a little bit more so is somehow more, how do you even say, like the internet definitely has a big community in it as well, but it actually has a pretty good just local community as well, because just like Chinese schools around, they'll like teach it to students and stuff.
Yeah.
I think the juggling community though for sure benefits like from like Instagram and stuff like that, but I'm not too sure as well because I feel like cardistry is like the main community that I'm still in.
Yeah, I'm just curious because like I don't see, like I see Diablo in like YouTube videos and stuff, but I never seen it in person. And that, I mean, that might just be because I'm a white guy, you know. I'm a Western person, so I don't like get exposed to like other cultures too much. But yeah, I'm just always curious because like cardistry is such a internet-based thing, at least at the moment. I don't
Right.
think it would be able to exist without the internet and the capacity that it is.
Right.
Which I think we're seeing some growth in like the community, like actual location, you know, with like Fontaine opening up store, Art of Play has like the capsule. So like that's really exciting to see. And like I was talking to you earlier before this, like I want to start my own Cincinnati, Ohio jam. By the way, if anybody's watching this in Cincinnati, Ohio, please, I need to find some Ohioans to do cardistry with. Please let me know. Because like I know there's like some people in Louisville, Indiana, but I want to join it as well. I don't know where I was going with this, but yeah, so it's always interesting. Another hobby of yours I've seen is flying, like piloting. What kind of got you into that, and why do you enjoy it?
Yeah,
Hopefully
so that's actually my my that's what I'm trying to do for a living. So I pretty much got into it really randomly because I didn't really know what I wanted to study like as for college, and I was just gonna go and check it out. And I saw that the school that I wanted to go to had a flying program, and I was like, I guess we'll give it a try. And then 4 years later, here we are. Yeah.
So do you want to be like a pilot for like a big airplane or like just like personal, like the smaller airplanes is what I've seen you fly before, but what's the kind of
Right.
goal there?
Yeah, so we train out of those smaller airplanes, the Cessnas, and my goal is to be a airline pilot, probably for like Delta or something. I feel like that'd be cool. But we still got a few years for that. So
Jumping to cardistry, the show, what this show is supposed to be about. Do you have like a certain creative process when you make an original move, or if you're trying to make an original move, or is it just kind of all free form? Is there any way you go about trying to create something new when it comes to cardistry?
in terms of creating, I feel like I don't really have like a strict methodology for it. A lot of the things I actually haven't really created too much, but a lot of like variations or things that I do are usually inspired by my other hobbies like juggling. And so I just like to see how I can relate cards to other activities and make it into something new.
I think that's where we see a lot of the good stuff for cardistry, right? So I was listening to Kevin Ho on Decking Around today, which is an enormous episode. It's like 4 hours, but he was talking about how most of his moves come when one idea and like two concepts come together, and that's how most new ideas get formed. They're not completely new.
Right.
They're like two things mashing together. So I really like that idea because some people just try to like, make a new wheel instead of just combining what you know or what's special and unique to you with your cardistry.
Right.
So I think that is something a lot of people could potentially need to hear and draw from. So like for me, example, like I'm pretty big into soccer. I got a Barcelona, this is a soccer team, I don't know if you know, hat on, but I try to incorporate soccer and foot stuff into my cardistry as much as possible, because I think that's something unique about me. And I like to see that you're doing the same thing with like juggling and like your other hobbies. Like I know I've seen that kind of in how you do ordinaise go round. Because I think you and Matthew Boudoir are probably the best people at it that I know of, at least that I've seen.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And I'm sure a lot of that comes with the meshing of the two cultures. So it's very cool that that gets intertwined into your cardistry, whether you realize it or not. And then with talking about ordinaise go round, since we're already on this topic, Andrew Shea wanted to know if you have any tips for ordinaise go round, because he's having trouble learning it right now.
Any tips for ordinaise go round? I'd say the biggest tip is to keep your packets squared, because once they're not squared, they're gonna go flying everywhere. Another tip would probably be so once you have it in the position, you want to keep your index finger not in the center, but like more towards the corner, so it has more room to pivot. I feel like that's the bulk of it. Yeah.
I've tried to learn it in the past and it just does not click for me. So I don't know. I want to revisit it sometime, but
for sure. We can work on it together.
Yeah, we can try. I'm not, I don't know. Something about it doesn't click, but we can work on it. Yeah. Is there any other moves that you have that you're like super proud of, whether it's your own or not?
Yeah, so the like only move that I've ever created is called bear trap, and I actually do have a tutorial on it on YouTube somewhere. I created it, I think like 2 or 3 years ago. But yeah, I think that's the peak of my cardistry. That's it.
That's fine. Like as long as you contribute one thing, that's more than a lot of people, to be honest.
That's fair. That's a good way to think about it.
Is there any like unoriginal move, like maybe ordinaise around, like we already talked about, but that like you're really happy that you've kind of perfected and like have it down smoothly and like better than most people? Or is that bragging a little bit too much?
I don't know.
We'll say ordinaise go around.
Yeah, ordinaise go around.
So jumping ship a little bit, random question here.
Okay.
Pineapple, does it belong on pizza? I think I know your opinion based on what I saw on Instagram, but
yeah,
I want to hear. The people want to know.
Yes, it does. 100%. What do you think?
I'm okay with it. My brother likes to have spicy sausage and pineapple, which isn't bad, but it's definitely different than the usual either ham and pineapple. So,
right. I guess I'll have to try that sometime. That does sound good.
It's interesting because you got the spicy and then the sweet and then the grease and then the sweet. I don't know. It's an interesting experience. I like it, but I'm sure some people will be cringing right now.
Yeah, there's some pineapple pizza haters out there.
I've never understood it. I've always thought it was like a really regular thing, because I think if people were to base it off of taste and not just like, oh, that's gross, I think most people would like it. I feel like. But I don't know. I don't have other people's taste buds.
Me neither.
Unfortunately, yeah. We're stuck with our own. That'd be weird if you could like, I don't know if it'd be different for other people. Anyway.
Can I borrow your taste buds today?
Yeah. Can you send me your taste buds? I want to eat a pineapple pizza and understand. So most recently, back to cardistry and not pineapple pizza. You, without spoiling too much, what was it like working with Cam and filming for the next OPC trailer?
It was so much fun. So much fun. I feel like ever since just like Corona happened and everything, I guess in general, we're usually not in person when we're with Cardist, but it was just like a really cool opportunity to actually be with another like other cardists and
Mm-hmm.
doing card things. And I got to explore the city. It was a good time. I'm excited. I'm excited for everyone to see the next deck. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen it too. It's good.
yeah.
I'm excited for people to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, quick plug, you want to buy it quick because he did not print out enough decks. Cam was
Yeah.
not Cam's not prepared for the amount of support he's gotten. So like if you guys want it, you'll need to get it soon after it drops. Because Squeezers V3 was supposed to last like a week and it sold out in 4 hours. So, and it's like 4 or 5 times the print run. So
The static.
aesthetic. Has it been like a while since you've seen another cardist in person because of Corona, or is it just kind of like the same because there's not much of us?
Yeah. I was thinking about that. As I was saying it, I was like, wait, but we usually don't see each other to begin with. But I
Mm-hmm.
guess like because there wasn't Cardistry Con this year, so it's been like over a year.
Mm-hmm. You haven't had your dose
Mm-mm.
of
Of a cardist
of
in person
human
cardistry.
human interaction, the human touch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool. I'm super
Mm.
excited to see it. I'm glad you had a good time. Did you guys just film in like popular locations in Indiana? I know you guys were filming in front of the statue at one point, I think.
Yep. Yeah, all the filming was done there.
Okay, cool.
So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. I'll stop talking about this. Try not to spoil anything. I don't want anything accidentally to come out. I'm not trying to be John Stessel. Oh, can we talk about that for a minute? I know
Yeah,
this is an
yeah.
interview of you, but I want to talk about this for a
Yeah.
second. I was at Cam's house already, and I was like,
Mhm.
I woke up before him at like 8 o'clock, and like so I saw it before him, and I'm like, I'm freaking out. I'm like, should I wake Cam up? I don't know.
Right.
Does he already know? Like, and like, yeah, and like he was. I don't want to say he was mad at John Stessel because it wasn't John Stessel's fault at all. If anything, it was gamblers, I think.
Right.
Um, but like it was an accident, obviously, and like I think it worked out well, even for like promoting. But like
Mhm.
it kind of hurt the trailer, I think, that me, Sam, and Cam created because people have already know what the deck is, and like there's no video associated to it as much, which was a little bit frustrating for me, to be honest. But
Mhm.
it's not all about me. I'm really happy that the word got out, and like it was just an interesting time, to be
Yeah,
honest.
that was interesting for
Yeah,
sure.
like we've never really seen in the cardistry, at least I haven't seen in the cardistry community, like a leak of a deck.
No, no.
Like it's interesting that that's even a thing that can occur now.
Right. That's honestly though, that's like so exciting for just like organic playing cards though. Like I feel like they've grown so much as a company.
Hmm. And like, yeah, they've grown a ton recently. And like, I know that there was a point where Cam was like with Squeezers V2, I think, and like before Carvers, whatever the cards were before, Slicers. Like
Mhm.
there was points where it was like, maybe we shouldn't keep doing this. And like he stuck it out, and now like they're
Yeah.
selling really well. So that's awesome. I'm super happy. Like I can't wait to see the trailer. It's gonna be great, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Um, but talking about your own deck, and I know this isn't a real deck, but um, when are the Justaines coming out? Come on, the people want it.
Um, if I remember correctly, wait, what does it say? I don't remember. Actually, I don't remember actually.
February 31st, so a date in the month that never happens, and then 2057. I have it on my notes.
Yeah, just
Really funny.
that's when they're coming out.
All right, guys, we'll have to wait
Yeah.
37 years, and we're gonna have to change
Yeah.
some calendar laws.
Do you
Uh,
think that cardistry like we'll still be doing, like, do you think you'll still be doing cardistry in 37 years?
That's a tough one. Like I did cardistry when I was in high school. So
Mhm.
like my junior and senior year. And then I got to college and I dropped it just because I had to focus on, I didn't have to, but I chose to focus on soccer and schooling.
Mhm.
And then I came back to it like 5 or 6 years later. Now I'm out of high school and COVID happened. So I had a lot more extra free time. And now I'm back and I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Um, I think I'm always going to have the urge to come back and like the desire to do it, but I don't know if it's going to be constant all the time.
Yeah.
Um,
I definitely feel that.
it's hard to tell for the future. Also, one thing I've been thinking about is like as you get older, like you don't have as good motor function. So like I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it when I'm
I think,
like I would love to be like a 60 or 70-year-old. Like it's interesting to think about because that one of those people doesn't exist yet. Like
mhm.
could they do cardistry? Would that help with arthritis? Like stuff like that. I'm curious about. Um,
We'll see.
yeah, we'll have to see.
No, that's,
Who's like the oldest cardist? Not to point anybody out, but
who is the oldest cardist?
like uh, there's actually Kevin Ho. I don't know.
He's not that old.
He's not old. He's just been in the community for forever.
Uh,
I don't know.
I don't
It's
know.
interesting too that like people that are older are starting to get into cardistry more now too.
Mhm.
So like there's this guy named Dilly who follows the podcast. That's like I don't know how old he is, but he has like a family and he has like a bourbon podcast. But like it's interesting because it's usually a young man's game, right? Like, and we're starting to see older people get into it, which is really cool.
Right.
Like,
And I feel like there's also so many like younger people that we just don't see because they don't have social media and stuff like that. So,
mhm. I think it's really cool that cardistry, like right now, is for the youth is so popular because it shows that it's going to grow over time. Whereas, like if you look at
mhm.
magic, like there's not a lot of youth in it, right? At least I don't think there is comparatively. Um,
Mhm.
so I think it shows the growth that cardistry could have and will have. So I'm excited about that.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
and like I've talked about this before, but I want cardistry to be a hobby, just like skateboarding or like, soccer, anything where you could just be walking down the street and someone would have an idea of what it is. And like they could ask you to do a kickflip or like a
Mhm.
spring and they'll be like, oh, cool. And then go on
Yeah.
their way. Like skateboarders have to do kickflips all the time. Um, that's where I'd love to see it. Where would you like to see cardistry go in the future?
Cardistry. I don't know about cardistry in particular, but I feel like cardistry community. I was talking about this with Cam when I was in Indiana, just like shifting it towards, well, it's difficult because there's a lot of different like subgroups of
Mm-hmm.
cardistry, but shifting it more towards like a focus of like community and just like
Yes.
connecting with other people versus like hype and reselling.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. I feel like that's like making them sound bad or like that I don't like them, but it's not that. It's just like I feel like it
There's this
can
level
get
of
toxic.
like, there's an invisible door, right? And like,
Mm-hmm.
if you're not using Fontaine cards or anyone, like I don't hate these brands. I love the design of anyone's.
Mm-hmm.
Fontaine was like some of the first videos I ever saw when I was
Yeah.
in high school. But they're not contributing to the community in the sense of that they're not teaching, they're not creating like aspects of connection.
Exactly.
They're just selling you something is what it feels like to me.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I don't hate these brands, but what I
Yeah.
love and what I really is why I support OPC so much is the community aspect. Like they got the
Mm-hmm.
OPC garden hangouts. He's always going to respond or message you or like what you're doing.
For sure.
Like that's what we need to grow cardistry outside of a small niche thing that it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
A strong community. So this is something I'm very passionate about and I haven't really talked about too much. So sorry if I just kind of went on a tangent, but
No,
this
no.
is
I,
something I've
I
been thinking
completely
about a
agree.
lot.
Like I think we're on the same page here, so
And like Orbit's starting to get into it too. Like he created a community page. Like that's the direction I want things to go. You know, like we should be very open and to newcomers, and it should be extremely easy for them to get the resources they need and like have someone that can teach them in person, because it's really hard to learn just through videos.
It is. So if you did cardistry a little bit before, do you remember like when tutorials were only like slow motion and like with music, like they didn't, like no one like explained?
Yeah, or a lot of times it would just be text, and like they would like
yeah
stop frame on it.
Yeah,
and then they'd like have a little circle. This is where your finger goes. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, the good old days.
See a lot of spoken tutorials back in my day.
Yeah, I used to always watch the tutorials on The Wire on Theory 11.
Yeah. Yes. The free tutorials. I didn't have a credit card back then, but yeah, The Wire too. That's a weird thing to think about now.
Is that still a thing? I haven't been.
The marketplace is still a thing. Tutorials are so much better now.
Oh yeah.
Cardistry bootcamp. Where was that when I was starting to learn? It's not fair. Do you ever feel like looking back, like how good cardistry has grown? I don't know how to describe what I'm asking, but like, because like I came back after like the 4 or 5, I don't know how many years, 6 years, and you got custom decks now, you got tutorials, like everything is infinitely better than what I remember it being.
Oh, for sure. And everyone is better. It's like, it's crazy.
Yes. I binge watched so many videos. There's so many good people.
They're so good.
And like, even you can even watch like I said with you, with the Erdonase Go Around, like you can watch a move that's already been made, and just seeing someone perform it really good is just as satisfying as seeing something new. So like just seeing like the perfect anaconda, or like with the verts, they do a lot of common moves, but they do it so well, and it looks so good on camera. It's awesome.
It is pretty cool.
All right. Before we get to the end of the show, which is what I do, a rapid round of questions, I want to ask one last time. I know I asked this before. Is there any last topics that you want to talk about before we hop into the end of the show?
I don't think so. I guess stay tuned for that OPC trailer.
Yeah, sorry guys too if I talked a lot this episode. I got wound up, so
it's all good. No, I think you're like speaking for me. Like you're just taking the words from my brain, and we're doing this together. Exactly.
Okay, so if you haven't watched the show before, which I'm assuming you haven't, we do a rapid round of questions at the end. It's a bunch of random questions. Try to answer them as fast as you can. Oh, gosh. So let the stress pop in.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do different this time, though, is I'm going to put a time limit. So the goal is to try to get through as many questions as possible. Because I found in the past that people kind of dawdle, which is not
okay. I'll try not to dawdle.
So yes.
Which is
jump into a sprint, please. All right, spin the wheel. Come on, let's go. It's not spinning. Cats or dogs? It's not spinning.
Dogs.
Okay. I just crashed it. Do you have a favorite deck of cards?
Yes.
What are they?
Malibu's by Gemini.
All right, we're back in. Android or iPhone?
iPhone.
Favorite restaurant?
This is like a little Japanese place next to my house.
If you could have coffee with any Disney character, who would it be?
Oh my god, that's a difficult one. Oh no, I'm dawdling.
You're dawdling.
We'll just say Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
Classic.
Favorite TV show right now?
I just finished Umbrella Academy.
Favorite unoriginal move?
Fairfax.
Do you play video games?
No.
So you don't have a favorite. Next question answered.
Yeah, no.
If an actor portrayed you in a movie, Who would you want it to be?
I really don't know.
All right, let's see. We got a simpler question here. Favorite movie?
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Good movie.
Yeah.
Superpower. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Flying.
If you could add one word to the dictionary, what would you choose?
What?
If you want a freebie, cardistry isn't in the dictionary.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to start a campaign. Do you have a favorite original move? So I guess bear trap, but
yeah, bear trap.
Kind of went over that. All right, staple question on the show: toilet paper over or under?
Over.
Do you know what I'm asking? Over. Okay.
Over. Who said? Does anyone said under?
No, we're waiting.
Good.
It's so funny because Cam was very passionate about it, so everybody wants to hear that question from now on. Geez, we went through a lot of questions. Favorite band or music?
Sales.
What was that?
Sales.
Sales. The song?
Or the band.
Okay, I don't know who that is. I was thinking of the sale.
Sale.
Timer.
3 minutes.
3 minutes. So I'm not sure how many questions that was. I will find out in the edit. And I'm also realizing that I need to add some questions to this wheel because there's not enough. But thank you, Justine, for participating in the rapid round of questions.
Thank you.
That was definitely faster than a lot of the other guests.
Yeah.
Even though I talked during more of it than I should have. But thank you for playing and being on the show. Justine, at the end of the podcast or video, however you're watching this, I like to do this thing where I call roll out the close-up pad, kind of related to magic a little bit. Mm-hmm. Is there anything you would want to promote or any last bit of nugget you would want to leave the audience with?
I hope you put your toilet paper over and not under.
I'll also throw in follow her on Instagram. I'll post links to her stuff in the description. And make sure to check out the OPC trailer, which I'm not sure. Do you know what day it drops? Are you allowed to say?
I don't know if I am or not. Okay, it's coming soon.
Yeah, it'll be there eventually. I think when this goes up, there should be a teaser. So get hyped. It's going to be a good deck. Justine, thanks for being on the show. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.